Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back on another interesting video today. And today we'll be talking about some malefic combinations in the birth charts of newborns. So the tradition is in India that as soon as the baby is born, the parents, the grandparents are very curious, very keen to know about the birth chart of the newborn, how the baby is going to do health-wise, and important events related to the baby's life and general welfare of the baby. So the tradition is that they get the family priest, and he'll look at the birth chart and he'll make some basic predictions. However, the Shastras and the ancient scriptures mention that one shouldn't be doing any detailed analysis of children, and there are different opinions about there are different opinions from different scriptures about how long we should wait until we can do a detailed birth chart analysis of a child. Some scriptures mention it's 12 years, some even go up till 24 years, that until that time, especially related to longevity, one should not do a detailed study of a child. But the first thing that happens is that the family priest comes and he draws the basic birth chart of the baby, and he'll not go into details, but he'll give you some basic analysis. And so there are certain combinations which we'll be discussing today which are inauspicious and which may be cause of concern. We cannot discuss all of them, but we'll try to discuss a few in this video. And one of the inauspicious combination is that in case moon is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, and the 6th, 8th and 12th houses we know they are trick houses, or you can call them dustana houses. They are bad houses, evil houses. So in case the moon is in the 6th, 8th or the 12th house from the ascendant, it is very inauspicious. And in case the moon is aspected by malefic planets, and malefic planets are of course, as we know, mainly Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu. In case moon is aspected while sitting in the 6th, 8th and 12th house, in case moon is aspected by malefic planets, then the child will die very soon. So that's a red flag right there. I didn't want to make this video, but since it's mentioned in the scriptures, and it's very important, because then remedial measures can be undertaken to see what can be done to increase the longevity of the child. So I thought it was an important topic. The second thing is that in case the moon is in the 6th, 8th or the 12th house, and it's not aspected by malefics, it is aspected by benefics, still the child will die. And the scriptures say that the death this time is going to occur in the 8th year, in case it's aspected by benefic planets. So the condition is moon should be sitting in the 6th, 8th or 12th, and should be aspected either by malefic planets or by benefic planets. In case it's aspected by malefic planets, the death will occur very soon. In case it's aspected by benefic planets, then the death will occur in the 8th year. And in case it's not aspected by any planet, now hear this out very carefully. In case moon, while sitting in the 6th, 8th and 12th, is not aspected by either malefic or benefic planets, then the death is not going to occur. So there's some relief here. So be very careful while analyzing a baby's chart. Just don't jump to any conclusion. These are very important shlokas. I'm sorry. These are very important shlokas which are coming directly from the ancient scriptures. So one has to decode them very carefully and not jump to any early conclusion. So this is very specific. Moon sitting in the 6th, 8th or 12th should either be aspected by malefic or benefic planets. Only then it will be a bad combination as far as longevity of the child is concerned. In case it's aspected by malefic planets, death is immediate. In case it's aspected by benefic planets, then the death is in the 8th year. In case moon is not aspected by any planet, either benefic or malefic, while sitting in either 6th, 8th or 12th, then there's no death, there's no problem. And while moon is sitting in the 6th, 8th or 12th house and being aspected either by malefic planets or by benefic planets, and at the same time the ascendant does not have the aspect of a benefit planet, then the child will die within a month of being born. That's also very specifically mentioned. So this was the combination which was mentioned about moon sitting in 6th, 8th or 12th house. Now there's another combination which is mentioned, that in case the 5th house from the ascendant is occupied by Saturn, Mars, Sun and Moon. So be very careful. All these 4 planets have to be sitting in the 5th house from the ascendant. I'll repeat: Saturn, Mars, Sun and Moon. Then of course the baby is not going to die, but it's going to be very inauspicious for the mother and brother. So there, it's mentioned in the Shastras, the ancient scriptures, that in case such a combination occurs where Saturn, Mars, Sun and Moon, all 4 are sitting in the 5th house from the ascendant, the mother and brother of the baby will die soon. How soon? That's not been mentioned, but pretty soon. And so this is a very evil combination as well. Now let's try to understand, why has the Shastra or the ancient scripture mentioned about the 5th house being occupied by malefics will affect the brother and the mother? Well, the logic is that the 11th house is the house of the elder brother, elder sibling. So while the malefic sitting in the 5th house will aspect directly the 11th house, so that'll bring death to the brother. And why mother? Because the 11th house aspect is actually, or the aspect to the 11th house, or the 11th house rather, is actually 8th to the 4th house, and the 4th house represents mother, and the 8th house is longevity to the mother. So that will also be, the longevity of the mother is going to be adversely affected. So that's the logic behind it, which modern astrologers have come to a conclusion why this shloka gives, that this combination will cause death to mother and the brother. Another evil combination is, in case Mars is placed in the ascendant of the baby and it is in conjunction with either Sun or Saturn and it's not aspected by benefics, then again this is a situation where it will cause death to the baby. So the condition is, Mars should be sitting in the ascendant and it should be in conjunction with either Sun or Saturn. It doesn't have to be both. And there's no aspect of any benefic. And what's a benefic? Well, the benefic could be natural benefics like Jupiter, like Venus, or even Moon. In case they are aspecting the ascendant, then there's no problem. But if Mars is sitting in the ascendant with either Sun or Saturn, there's no aspect of any benefit. The child will die immediately. There's another shloka here which says that in case Mars is sitting in the 8th house, and we know the 8th house is the house of longevity. In case Mars is sitting in the 8th house in conjunction with Saturn and the Sun. Here it says it has to be both. Earlier, in the earlier shloka, it said Mars should be in the ascendant and should be sitting with either Sun or Saturn and not aspected by benefics. Then it'll cause death. But here it's saying that in case Mars is sitting in the 8th house with both Sun and the Saturn, regardless of any benefic aspect, the child will die immediately. So these are some of the evil combinations. We'll be discussing about more evil combinations in our forthcoming video in relationship to birth of babies. However, do not worry much, because then the Shastras have also given some combinations which can cancel this evil combination of death. So this video is about the evil combinations. The other videos which will be coming related to inauspicious birth charts of newborns will have certain combinations which will cancel these effects or evil effects in the birth chart of babies, newborns, and the death will not occur. So we'll discuss into that later. In the meanwhile, just go over a few charts which you can get where babies may have not lived long, I would say. And does it relate to what the Shastras are saying about these combinations, these death-inflicting combinations to newborn babies? It's very sad, but that's how it is. That's how God has made it, and there's a reason why babies are born, and there's a reason why babies die so soon. Well, one of the reason logic is from the Puranas, where the Vasus had to get born as babies and they were drowned in the flowing Ganga river by their own mother Ganga. So there was a reason why Vasus were born on earth, and then they were submerged in the water and they died. So I'm just giving you an analogy that God has a reason why babies do get born. God has a reason why they have to leave this earth so early. So look at it very objectively. And like I said, don't jump to any conclusion. There are combinations which will cancel these evil effects, which can bring death to the baby. So don't jump to any conclusion without studying those antidotes or cancellation of these evil combinations. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with videos on Vedic astrology very soon. Goodbye.